Hey everyone, welcome to Uggs and a North Face, the number one guide to being a basic bitch.
Whoa.
So,
Basic bitches.
in actuality, this is the Bear versus Man cast, the famous podcast, video games podcast about nothing.
We're famous. We're on the internet.
Yes, that's all you have to, as soon as you're on the internet, you're automatically
I heard
famous.
once you get on the internet, Brad Pitt tries to adopt you.
That wouldn't necessarily make you famous.
No,
I
but
don't
that's how famous you are. Brad Pitt shows up to your house.
Well, he doesn't adopt famous people. He adopts, like, needy children, like, from other countries.
Who are then famous.
Hey, Ryan, what day is it today?
I actually don't know. Let me look.
It's Wednesday, March 11th.
All right, I looked. I was going to say
Step
that.
your date game up. I'm Nick. I'm talking to Ryan.
Hi.
And we're going to tell you about all the games we played this week. Or maybe the games we didn't play this week, Ryan.
Oops.
And maybe we're going to talk about some news about the happenings in the video game world.
Love news.
So, Ryan, I know you went to PAX East this past weekend.
I did. That was a place.
How would you rate your experience overall, 1 through 10?
1 through 10, I would give it a solid 7.
Really?
7.
I don't know why I was expecting lower.
Oh, it's probably because I complained about it half the time.
You did, and then you said, I'm probably just going to complain about PAX a lot.
I did. I was currently at PAX when I said that to you.
Yeah, you were probably standing in a line or just standing
Yeah.
in general.
Yeah.
Did you play a single game?
I did. I actually played a lot of games at PAX.
Really?
I probably played at least 3 games.
And did you play any not PAX games?
Like, you mean games that I could only play at PAX?
Yes.
A couple.
You play any games in your free time, like, besides WoW, of course.
Besides WoW, I play WoW every week.
It's true.
I played a little Dark Souls that nobody watched.
Yeah, I watched it.
You did watch it.
I watched your stream.
I did stream.
I was trying to give you instructions on where to go, but I realized the lag was probably really bad, and you didn't see that till, like, way after the fact.
I think the delay is, like, 30 entire seconds. Which
then that's
sucks.
completely useless. I was just typing, like, you're like, which way do I go? I was like, go up the stairs. And, like, you're probably, like, out of that area 30 seconds later by the time you read that.
Yeah, pretty much.
You started a new character.
I did.
How'd you do? Did you beat the Tauros demon? I had to go to work before you finished.
No, I got... The thing that happens whenever I start a new character in Dark Souls is that I go to that part where that weird knight guy is, and there's a ring behind him, and I try to get the ring.
You should not get that ring. One time I got that ring, and it decreases it increases your defense when your health is low.
Yep.
But your health is already low. What does it make it? It's not going to greatly improve your gameplay experience to beat that.
I get that ring every time.
Okay, I mean, that knight's definitely beatable, but
I tried to like actually kill him by like shoving him off a cliff, but he wasn't cooperating.
Yeah, they aren't easily shoved, those black knights, but
Yeah.
there's some that it's possible to do that too.
So I did that, and then I got the ring, and then I got my souls back, and then I'm like, okay, I need to go to work now.
Okay.
I didn't do that.
You're gonna stick with it though.
I'm gonna keep going. I want to beat that game because I feel like it's kind of like my White Whale at this point.
Yeah, it kind of is.
Yeah.
And just in general, I mean, that's a game that. I mean, I understand it's not for everyone, but like, I think everyone should attempt to play it. It's a really remarkable. It's a really noteworthy title.
Mm-hmm. I also played Dark Souls on the 3DS.
What?
Joke. Because it's Monster Hunter 4.
That's not...
And
how come I love Dark Souls so much? I hate Monster Hunter.
Because Monster Hunter is full of incomprehensible bullshit. That's why.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah. Monster Hunter 4, while semi-accessible, is still kind of garbage.
Yeah, it's just certain... It's not even about the... I mean, like, Dark Souls is, like, intentionally not clunky, but it's stiff on purpose.
It's very stiff, yeah.
But it's stiff on purpose in a way that's, like, it's appropriate. It, like, makes you just think about your actions more. Monster Hunter is just, like, I go to dodge roll, and the guy's like, huh,
yep.
And, like, maybe might get out of the way, and it's just, like, so many weird bullshit things in that game.
The thing
like, when you're running away from a monster,
yep.
like, you're just jogging, and you're running away from a monster, it, like, drains extra stamina, and I'm like, fuck that mechanic. Well, I mean, I just remembered that mechanic existed, and I got really mad.
Doesn't it drain stamina in Dark Souls when you run, too?
Yeah, but it doesn't drain extra when you're running away from a boss.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true.
And yeah, so yeah, the stamina situation is complicated. I think the balance in Dark Souls is interesting because you have to choose between like attacking and blocking and dodging. They all use stamina, and it's like finding the right balance sort of thing.
Yep.
I don't think that is really something that, like, yes, that sort of stuff happens in Monster Hunter, but it doesn't seem as well balanced.
Yeah, the thing that frustrates me about Monster Hunter is that I feel like in Dark Souls, I don't feel like when I try to like dodge roll or when I try to get a block up or when I try to get a hit in, if I don't, I feel like it's my fault. But in Monster Hunter, I feel the complete opposite, where like I know I can dodge that and I should have dodged that, but I still got hit anyway, which sucks.
And then you have to stop and sharpen your weapon.
Yeah, that's garbage.
And then eventually you'll get hungry, and you need to eat food to get your stamina bar up.
Also garbage.
And it's just like, what? And then you have to grind for healing materials. And then Dark Souls is just like, every time you sit at this bonfire, here's some healing.
Yep. No, Monster Hunter, garbage.
Yeah, it's just the grinding in between actual missions is what drives me crazy in Monster Hunter.
Yep.
And then the grinding of the monsters to get the material for the armor you need drives me freaking crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I was listening to something. Anyway, and one of the guys on it was like, "Yeah, Monster Hunter is about showing off your pretty clothes to everybody you play with." And I'm like,
"Can you play Monster Hunter 4 like over Wi-Fi with strangers?"
Yeah, totally. You like make a room and then like people can hop in.
That's kind of neat.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I think there's an aspect of that in Dark Souls as well.
I mean,
like
yeah,
when
you
enter people's worlds, and then like you're like they can see your like you put your sign down, and they can see your like hologram of what you look like, and you just look like a total badass or like a weirdo, and you're like wearing no shirt and like a sack on your head, and you're wielding like a two-handing like a gigantic like axe. You're like, I want to summon that guy. He seems like an alright guy.
He seems like a cool dude.
But like I was saying before about this grinding, it drives me crazy. Like Dark Souls, the difficulty, or I would entertain an argument if that someone told me that the difficulty in Dark Souls is there in part to increase the length of the game. I don't know if I necessarily believe that myself, but I would entertain an argument.
I mean, that's like standard Capcom from like
yes, it's like
cartridge
Nintendo
days. Yeah,
DuckTales and whatever,
all that shit.
Like, it's like, hey, I almost beat Mega Man 2. I'm so close to the end, and then it's like Wily stage, and you're like, and then you play it for like 2 weeks more because you can't beat the freaking Wily stage.
I beat Mega Man 2.
When you were like 10?
No, like I was 22.
Oh, okay. Like when we were good at video games?
No,
actually, that's still quite the feat. I think that game's really hard.
I've always been bad at video games.
That's true, except for Mario Party.
We say that as like a funny in joke, but I swear to God, I'm not even that good at Mario Party.
Well, you can't be good at Mario Party.
That's
impossible.
It's
retarded.
The case, yeah, that's a bummer.
But the thing, so Monster Hunter, they pad the game with grinding and difficulty, and they don't even need to. It's not. This isn't true. Assassin's Creed Unity, who it's just like, hey guys, we made a 15-minute game. I mean, a 15-hour game. What do we do? It's like, I don't know, add like 5 hours of bullshit so people will play it for 20 hours and feel like they got their money's worth. Monster Hunter, if you took out all the bullshit, would still be like a 40-hour game.
It would.
And they're like, let's add bullshit till it's a 100-hour game. And it's like, who has time to play that anymore?
I mean, people probably play it in Japan, like, indefinitely. Where,
because they have more time for mobile games and stuff like that. But, I'm assuming there are people in Japan who are just like, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to only play Monster Hunter for, like...
Until the next Monster Hunter.
Until Dragon Quest comes out.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
and then I'm going to play Dragon Quest. But, yeah, I can see why they would have more time for it, but I certainly don't.
Well, I mean, anyway, Monster Hunter. We've talked about it before.
I know. I mean, stick with it until, as soon as you get sick. I know we don't want to beat the dead horse or anything, but let me know when you get sick of it.
I'll beat a dead horse. It's actually very fun.
Yeah, I meant like the metaphorical beating a dead horse. We're actually talking about beating a dead horse. I do that all the time. Oh, yeah. Yeah, but we can bring it up again when you finally are like, yo, screw this game.
Okay, fair enough.
All right, before you get into PAX, I'm going to tell you about a game I played.
What'd you play?
PAX East. I don't know why we're from New England, so we think the world revolves around us. So we just call PAX East PAX because it's the only one that matters to us.
Yeah, that's true.
We also think that a regular coffee has cream and sugar in it by default.
Welcome to Boston.
So I kept playing a little bit of Dynasty Warriors 8 Empires.
Oh, yeah, that game.
And I eventually determined that I don't think that game is fun.
Oh, no. That's terrible.
Because it just, like, it gives me a lot of stuff right away, and, like, the battles are just, like, presented in a way that doesn't feel cinematic. Not cinematic, but, like, some of the other battles, they, like, tell a story, so you feel like, I'm on this side of the map, and, like, everybody's fighting over here, and I gotta move over here, and there's the boss. This is just, like, here's a map, here are some zones you gotta capture, and then there's gonna be a boss or something. And, like, I literally, like, there are no enemies besides, like, directly around a base thing I need to capture, and I just beat them up really quickly, because they're all, like, grouped up, and I just slay them, and I'm like, cool.
I'm sorry, what?
It's just not...
I just wanted you to make that noise again. Yeah, all right, good, okay.
That's the noise I actually make when I'm disappointed by the content of a Dynasty Warriors game.
It sounds so gross.
Well, I'm sorry. I'll stop doing it. I'll never do it again. Forgive me.
Even in private, like don't ever.
No, I mean it also wouldn't sound quite so loud if we were like in the same room, unless I was like right next to you. But the thing is, it's like I see what they were going for, like the whole grand simulation thing. Like I like the map and like you need to capture areas. It's like half risk, and then you play Dynasty Warriors. Mm-hmm. But like the fun part isn't there for me. So long story short, I haven't completely given up on the game. Someday I'll come back to it when I'm itching for Dynasty Warriors again. Mm-hmm. That happens every 2 or 3 months.
Oh.
Although there are some games coming out this year that are going to scratch that itch, like Dragon Warrior Heroes, or whatever the heck that game is called, and One Piece Musou 3.
Oh shit!
But in the meantime, I went on Amazon and I got Warriors Orochi 3 Ultimate, even though I already own and have played that game.
Oh, good. I'm glad you did that.
Well, and not. I mean, I own the not Ultimate form of that game.
Mm-hmm. Oh, of course.
They added a bunch of characters that don't appear in any other game and stuff like that. And
it sounds really important and vital.
I just want to play it again because it's like a really solid entry in the title, and there's like a million characters. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that, like, playing as different characters is the fun part in that game, as far as I'm concerned, because you play the same one over and over. It's really, really boring.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
So I'm definitely gonna play that. It's actually going to arrive today, and I had a sweet Amazon gift card, so it didn't cost too much.
Oh, that's pretty dope.
And it's next gen, so mad enemies rendered on screen, which is actually something that Dynasty Warriors 8 Empire does very well, to its credit, because that's the most important thing. One of the most important things to me in a Dynasty Warriors game.
I would hope
to be mad enemies on screen.
Yeah, I would hope that at this point, Dynasty Warriors, whoever makes that shit can, lock that down. Like they have the detector for that.
I want them to make a PC only release that is just not Dynasty Warriors Online, doesn't count.
Okay, doesn't count.
And the Dynasty Warriors 8 Extreme Legends that came out on PC is not PC only. I want one that's like PC only, and there's like a slider, like a draw distance slider. I want to be able to crash my computer because it's rendering so many dudes. That's what I want.
That sounds hilarious. I'd buy that, probably.
I want there to be just so many people on screen that you literally can't not hit them.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
That's my dream. Because I remember playing on the like 2-player on the PS2,
mm-hmm.
and at a certain point, like there'd just be enough people on screen, the game would start to just crash almost, like, and then they just start just like removing enemies, just popping them out of existence, and then they would just like pop back in after you killed other ones standing right next to you, and it was just a mess. And then they've gotten over that. What?
I think I played that game.
Oh yeah, those are the PS2 ones.
Yeah,
all the PS2 ones had that problem, but they've gotten over it. I mean, they've gotten way better at the whole draw distance and rendering thing. So, it's a whole new age of Dynasty Warriors that I'm still super excited to play that series.
All right, sure.
Tell me about your PAX experience.
PAX
East.
Boy.
So you drove into Boston.
Yep.
And you're like, where's this PAX East thing happening? And you're like, oh, there's like 2,000 people standing outside of some sort of complex. That's probably where PAX East is happening.
Pretty much, yeah.
And then you paid like $40 for parking.
It was only $15.
And then,
okay. It wasn't so bad.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
And then you waited in line.
I did.
Did you have your, they already mailed you your little,
the badge thing?
Badge?
Yeah, I had the badge.
What was the flavor of lanyard this year?
It was a Ubisoft lanyard, so I was
no way.
Very upset.
Well, last year they were giving out League of Legends, so I was even more upset.
That would have been slightly better, I guess.
Yeah, because I went to PAX last year, so we're going to do a little compare and contrast here. Although I must say, I didn't want to go to PAX this year. I said I didn't. Last year, I didn't have good enough time to justify going again.
Mm-hmm.
But now that I didn't go to PAX this year, I'm like, yo, I got to go to PAX next year.
Yeah.
I want to go, even though it's really hard, really, really ridiculously hard to get tickets.
I don't know how I did that, because like I got a text message, and then I'm like, okay, cool. And then I looked like 5 minutes later, and 3-day badges were sold out.
Yeah, it sold out in like 12 minutes.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Which is like, how does anyone know it's coming to know? Like, you have your ear to the ground, like really, really
like
hard.
Twitter? I don't know.
Yeah, but like, you'd have to know before it happens that it's going to happen to be that ready to have it done in 12 minutes.
Yeah, pretty much.
So maybe maybe somewhere it gets leaked that it might happen in like this certain 3-day period, and people are like
refreshing.
On their toes.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're a legitimate organization, Bear versus Man.
That's true. We have a website.
We sent our man on the streets, Bear, a.k.a. Ryan.
Bear went to
PAX East.
Yeah.
To tell us what's going on in the world of video games.
I played like 5 video games.
What kind of video games were they? Were they at the Indie Mega booth?
I played 3 games at the Indie Mini booth. And then I played a couple games at the Indie Mega booth. And then I played a game that wasn't at either.
What? Was it?
Yeah.
Was it Overwatch?
No, I refused to wait in line for that game.
Yeah, you probably made the right choice on that one.
Because I was going to do it, because like Friday morning I got there mad early. I like set up shop in the line thing at like 8 a.m. And I'm like, okay, cool.
In the Blizzard line?
No, in the get into the show floor line.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, cool. First thing, I'm going to go find the Blizzard booth. I'm going to go stand in line for like, I don't know, maybe a couple hours, and it won't be so bad. And then I got there. I got so lost.
By the time you found it there, like the line was probably capped.
The line was capped. Like literally in the show floor is open for like 15 minutes.
Blizzard, man.
And well, I was hearing from other people that like the show floor was kind of you know,
yeah.
No really big people came out. I mean, Nintendo came out, but they weren't really. Yeah, nobody was talking about them.
Dude, you could have gone and played Puzzle and Dragon Mario Brothers Edition.
Didn't.
Are you serious? Not that it's going to influence my opinion of that game. I'm going to buy it when it comes out in May.
Yep.
Because it's a match 3 game.
That's why I didn't play it.
But I was like, dude, I was so amped. You could have played Splatoon.
I didn't want to wait for that.
Yeah, I can understand that, but I don't know. It looks kind of promising.
It was
just cool that they were there. Like, they weren't there at all last year.
It was cool to see Nintendo show up.
Was even worse. Last year was like Evolve and Watch Dogs.
Oh, good.
And they were advertising some Trials game with some guy in a motocross. Or, no, it wasn't motocross. That'd be outrageous. It was like a guy doing like sweet BMX tricks on a half pipe in a cage. I was like, oh man, Ubisoft, you make me want to buy your stuff.
That's cool, I guess.
It wasn't cool.
Oh, okay. But yeah, no, I didn't spend a lot of time on the show floor, only in like the indie booths. I played a cool game. I'm gonna tell you about a game now.
Okay.
I played a cool game called Downfall.
Never heard of it.
I think that's the point of PAX. I don't know. I talk about things you might not have heard of because they're new.
Yeah, no, I guess I had some expectations going into PAX of what might be there, but
I'm sure there were things that you can guess were there, and they were. But Downfall is
so
cool.
in the sorry, I don't mean to interrupt here.
That's okay.
In the indie mega booth, did they have Hyper Light Drifter?
Who makes that?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember it.
Tell me about that game you just mentioned.
Downfall?
Yes.
Downfall is
Deep Down.
No, not Deep Down. That's another game, I think, which was not there.
No, I wouldn't think so.
Downfall is cool. I think it's supposed to be a phone game, but I think they're going to put it on PC too. They had that option there. It's like a cool like Game Boy kind of inspired art style. There's like black, white, and red. And you're this little funny looking dude, and your legs shoot lasers, and you jump in. Oh, I said Downfall, and I meant to say Downwell.
Downwell.
Because that's the actual name of the game.
I'm even more confused now.
Because what you do is you jump down a well. And it's like a platformer, sort of.
All right.
You can jump by shooting your laser really fast, and that blows up stuff, and then you collect crystals. And you can use the crystals to buy like upgrades for your dude. And you can get like double laser feet and all that kind of shit. It's cool. It's like an upside down platformer where you're falling and shooting stuff and getting crystals and unlocking things. It's not endless though, which I thought because I got to the bottom. And
so
it was like
it plays in like level, or it plays in like chunks. Like
it's like levely chunk things.
So like you get to the bottom of well number 1, they're like well number 2, start.
Yep, pretty much. There's like shops and treasure things you can find along the way that are like hidden in the walls, but like you can't aim to like the left or right. You can only aim down, so you have to like get it just so to find these things. It's kind of cool. Would play.
Sounds all right. It sounds a little bit basic.
It's very basic.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it sounds unique enough, but there's so many games coming out that are like that.
It looks really neat, and I bet you it's like a $2 or $3 phone game at the end of the day.
I would definitely pay $2 or $3 for a phone game.
Yeah, like that's what I see in that. It looks pretty dope for that. That was Downwell.
By the way, Hyper Light Drifter is developed by Heart Machine.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure this is the first game they've ever made. They kickstarted it, so
I don't know them.
Going straight independent.
Don't know.
Just saying.
Anyway, let's see. What else did I play? I played a game called Sky Arena.
Never heard of it again.
Yep, indie guy. Do you happen to like the Star Fox 64 multiplayer?
Let's go with yes.
Okay, so it's that, but better, and you shoot cool ships, and you get laser upgrades just like Star Fox. You can do barrels just like Star Fox.
It's not only multiplayer though. It's just
definitely. It's definitely only multiplayer.
Yeah, I mean those kind of games are cool in theory, but ultimately, if you're gonna play a game with like your friends,
yep,
you're gonna play a game you guys already have instead of like, hey guys, everybody buy this new game. It's gonna totally be sweet.
But it is sweet.
Well, what if like, I don't know, what if not everybody likes it?
That just sucks. I mean, that happens. I don't know. I thought it was fun. There's like missile upgrades, and you can like shoot homing missiles.
No, it sounds good. I mean,
the controls are really smart because it's not just push A. It's the right stick is like an accelerator.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so you can control how fast your ship goes. I don't know. It's kind of pretty tight, and I like it.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds like a certain genre that is not expanded on too deeply. So maybe
Star Fox 64 multiplayer shooters.
Yes, there aren't a lot of those on the market right now. So maybe they've got something here.
I think it's just the one. If I had to guess.
So this was also at the Indie Mini booth?
That was at the Mini booth. Downwell was in the Mega booth. Another thing in the Mega booth was a game called Vagante. I don't know how to say that correctly.
That sounds familiar, actually.
It's actually, you can actually purchase this game on early access right now.
No wonder it sounds familiar.
I think it's $15. It's sort of like Spelunky meets sprites. And
yes, I think Spelunky already has sprites in it.
Like smaller sprites. It has like, okay, so the whole thing is about exploring a dungeon. It's a randomly generated dungeon. But you are like a wizard or a knight or a rogue or a question mark because they didn't name that class. And you get like items and spells, and there's swords. It's a little bit more combat focused than Spelunky is, where I feel like Spelunky is kind of like dodge all the shit.
I have this on my wish list.
Yeah, it's that.
Hey, was it good?
I liked it a lot. I played it twice. I thought it was really neat. It felt like there was less bullshit than Spelunky. Sometimes Spelunky is full of bullshit.
Yeah, very specifically, it's full of bullshit. That's like an element of the game that you just like kind of have to deal with. Mm-hmm. You have to accept it for what it is, or just don't play it. This person describes it as being hard as nails.
It's pretty hard. Yeah. There's like traps and shit, and the enemies are hard, and you have like more health than Spelunky. You can get hit a few times more.
Once?
You can get once? No.
Like
you have like a health bar, which you can increase.
Cool.
So it's not strict like Spelunky is with the 3 hearts. I think it's 3 hearts.
That game says it's got local multiplayer. Local
it does.
Co-op.
You can do 4 players at the same time.
Dude, we need to get in on that game.
Yeah, no, it's really neat. It's really neat. I liked it a lot. That's another game I played twice.
That alone is making me jealous I didn't go to PAX this year.
Yeah, no, it was really...
I'm going to try and go next year. Shit.
That was like one of my favorite things that I played. Also, let's see. Talking about another game.
I get one more game, and I'm gonna talk about something.
Okay. I played a game called Brawl Mania.
Okay. Does it have to do with wrestling?
No.
Oh.
It's got super kind of cutesy little chibi dudes.
I thought for sure when you did your Hulk Hogan impression that we're going to talk about wrestling.
No, I misled you all.
Brawl Mania?
Yeah, Brawl Mania. It's got some similar. So it's a 4-player fighting game that's 2D, like kind of like Smash.
It sounds familiar.
It's kind of like Smash. If Smash was like really floaty, and
it is.
Okay, so Imagine that they turned the gravity way down on Smash.
Okay.
That's this game.
Is it on Is it on like PC? Is it like early access or anything, or is it still like very much in progress?
I think it's in closed beta because I was given copy of it, of beta access.
Oh, cool.
So I don't know, maybe, but it's neat. The whole idea is you pick up weapons, and that sort of changes your fighting style. And so I played as this Viking bear. Because
awesome.
Duh. And he picked up one weapon and it was like this big old like hammer thing, and like he was all about like upswings and like jumping and then crushing you with his hammer as he came down. And then I died, and then I picked up another weapon which was like a short sword. And he did like all these cool combos, and there's like air dodging, and it feels cool. The guy I was with kind of said he reminded him of Power Stone. If Power Stone was 2D, I had never played Power Stone. So that's a game. I think that's all the video games I played at PAX.
Is Brawl Mania only multiplayer?
Yeah.
Ugh. I mean, cool. No, it's the same problem of just like, hey, here's a fun game. I'm gonna go find people who can. I know and make them buy it, and they're like, I don't want to buy this game, I don't have the money for this game or whatever, and you're like, well, I guess I will be playing Brawl Mania, too bad I already bought it.
I'm pretty sure that game is going to be free to play.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it felt like a free to play.
Did not make me feel better, Ryan.
No, it felt like a free to play. It was fine.
It was fine. Okay,
it was
good.
Fine. I liked it enough.
Yeah,
it felt like it was gonna like end up on phones. That's what it felt like.
Oh, I don't know how I feel about playing a game like that on phones. It doesn't control particularly well.
I mean, I don't know. There are a lot of buttons. I don't. It could just look like a phone game. I don't know. It looks kind of weird. I don't like the art style very much.
Okay, so you don't like this game, is what you're saying?
Yeah, kind of.
Oh, I mean, we'll see. We'll follow it along here.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I'm not above playing free-to-play games. It's all about how much, like, they push that element into the game. Mm-hmm. How much that's actually like required, or like how much extra grinding you have to do if you don't pay money. Yeah, and I'm not even above like some of my favorite free-to-play games are the games that are like, hey, here's a game. And you do this to earn coins or whatever, but if you give us like $3, you get coin doubler. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, actually, I think this game's fun enough that I would contribute a couple dollars to be able to more effectively play it without having to spend money directly to like,
right.
Oh, hey, I want this hat. Here's $2. All right, I got the hat. Cool.
You can get another hat for $2.
But like a coin doubler like incentivizes me to continue to play it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But that's kind of, you don't see that too often. But
not
like
really.
Jetpack Joyride does it really well. You want to just like play that game and not worry about the free to play stuff. Mm-hmm. It's pretty inobtrusive, especially inobtrusive. That's not a word.
It's not.
It's not particularly intrusive. And if you buy the coin doubler, it's even better about that. So I think that game is kind of neat.
Okay.
I didn't play like a whole crazy ton of games this week because I played a lot of World of Warcraft.
Good for you.
I sound like you did last week. I finally got my first character level 100, so I've been doing all that gearing up sort of stuff. Mm-hmm. And working on another character, working on profession stuff, garrison thingies, legendary quests, all that max level BS that people did like 2 months ago. You know how it is.
Yeah. World of Warcraft.
Yeah. Wow, the World of Warcraft cast. Here's another game that I played. Okay. I somehow managed to avoid playing for a very long time, and I finally decided I needed to take a deep breath and just jump in.
Okay.
As part of a thing that I started writing and didn't get a chance to finish this week, I decided that it was probably necessary for me to get a bit of perspective. So I needed to play Candy Crush Saga.
What?
I started playing Candy Crush Saga just to see how horrible it was, and I haven't gotten to the part where it's horrible yet because I really have not had enough time to work on that piece. And part of like the time I would need to allot for working on that piece would be me playing Candy Crush Saga, and there just hasn't been time for it yet. So I just played a little bit of Candy Crush Saga, and it doesn't seem so bad so far because I really like match 3s, and when I match 5, it makes everything go boom, and all the puzzles, all the pieces fall, and it's cascading, and I'm getting lots of points, and I'm like, yes, like it's good at that aspect of it. But that's I think that's the whole point of the game, is that it makes you feel like if I spend money, I can get power-ups and get so many points. And, I like to think that I'm kind of immune to that sort of thing. But I do really like it when all the blocks are falling and cascading and making matches and I'm not doing anything and all the points are popping, and very exciting.
So you like to not play that game, and you like to let that game...
The most fun I ever have in match 3 games is when I make a single move and then it just starts making matches. Like all the stuff starts falling and I'm just getting matches, and I'm getting matches without doing anything. That's quite possibly the most exciting thing for me in match 3 games.
You should try Puyo Puyo.
That's not a match 3 game, and also maybe.
Okay.
But you have to set yourself up for those.
You do. You have to be smart and proactive.
Yeah, match 3 Puyo. Bejeweled games are
just match 3.
Yeah. It's like, hey, look for 2, and then with one other one that's nearby, and then match them, and then they just drop more stuff in. Like, hey, you got a match, and it's like you can look for the best possible move that might create a cascade, but you can't set yourself up for it. Not even the way that you can set yourself up for moves in Panel de Pawn or Puzzle League.
Oh, gotcha.
And that's a very similar concept. And you can definitely set yourself up for stuff like that. I like that game, like anything Puzzle League as well. I would play Tetris Cross Puzzle League so many times. I can already imagine what it would be like to switch between them. That mode in Puyo Pop Tetris where you're constantly switching between the 2 modes.
Yes.
I imagine you drop a Tetris piece, and then every 30 seconds or a minute or something, it turns into Puzzle League mode, and all the Tetraminos get symbols on them, and you can move them around.
You should get on that.
I should fund it. I don't know who owns the rights to Puzzle League. It may be a subsidiary of Nintendo.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
Take 5 or something like that. I want to say they have a DSi version. It's the most recent Puzzle League game that's come out, which is not recent. Because it came out for the DSi.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, that's that's a game I played that I didn't really play. What else did you see anything else cool at PAX that's worth mentioning?
I spent the majority of my PAX in tabletop land.
More than 50% of it was spent in tabletop land.
Well, between panels and the expo hall and tabletop land, I probably spent 40% of the time in tabletop land. No, that's not true. That's the wrong ratio. 60% of the time in tabletop land.
All right, well, without getting this is not the tabletop podcast about nothing, so without getting too far into it, what's a cool tabletop game you saw?
Okay. My most favoriteest game that came out of PAX that I bought with money was Cash and Guns.
Okay, sounds cool. I'm in.
Okay, so the best part about Cash and Guns is when you open the box and you tell somebody, you're going to like this game, and I'm not going to tell you why, but I'm just going to open this box. And when you open the box, it's got almost actual sized foam pistols.
Okay.
And everybody at that point is just yeah, okay, I'm sold. What do we do? So Cash and Guns is a game where you are all, I think it's for up to 6 players. Or no, 8 players. It's a big fucking game.
For updated players, what's the minimum number?
I think it's 3. Nope, it's 4.
Oh,
it's
man.
4.
Okay, cool. That's not games like that. That's not always possible, but
yeah, it kind of sucks
because it's frustrating.
But you'll understand why it's for more players once I tell you what you do.
Yeah, I mean, some games only work that way. So
yeah, so you guys are all loot people. No, that's not true. Let me back up. You guys are all people who have robbed something.
Okay.
And at the end, you're trying to divide up the loot. And so there'll be like all these loot cards on the table with like money and diamonds and paintings and shit. And so there's like the godfather of the round, and he's like talking about the loot, and then everybody needs to like load their gun with a bullet, and you can either pick a blank or a real bullet. And then the godfather is like, okay, 1, 2, 3, go, and everybody has to point their guns at somebody at the table, and it gets really heated for like 5.5 seconds.
That's awesome.
And then the godfather's like, no, you guy over there, don't fucking point your gun at him. Point your gun at somebody else, and he has to switch who his gun is pointed at.
You can do that to like one person per round.
One person per round. So like if like only one person is pointing the gun at the godfather, he can be like, no, don't shoot me, motherfucker. Shoot somebody else. So then that happens, and then at that point, you either have to.
Who gets to choose who he switches to? The godfather.
The godfather picks one guy to switch who he's pointing at.
Okay, but after can't that, pick who he shoots at.
Exactly.
Okay.
So after that, the other guy gets to pick a new person.
Okay.
And so after that, you have to either yell "Bonsai" to represent that you're in the shootout, or you drop your gun, and then you're out of all looting. And then you flip over your bullet, and you see who got shot. If you get shot, you're out. No loot for you.
For that round?
For that round, yeah. And then you also get one damblage. If you take 3 damblage, you're out of the whole game. And then you divide up all the loot, and then you just do it again. So it's all...
Sounds awesome.
It's fucking great. It's all just about, like, people getting mad at other people shooting guns at them. And, like, when I was playing the first time, it was, like, the last round, and I was playing with 3 other dudes, and they all pointed their gun at me, and I was just like, okay, I'm still gonna be in it. I'm not gonna bow out because I'm like, I want loot. And then they all shot me, and I had full health, and then I died immediately. And I'm like, oh shit.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, that blew. But I still had fun. I love the game.
Yeah, because if you like bow out of the shootout, you can't get shot, but you also can't get loot.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. So it's. And, like, if you get eliminated from the game, can you, like, not... So it's the most person with the most loot wins, I'm assuming?
Pretty much, yeah.
At
it's
the end
most,
of
like,
X number
value
of rounds?
of loot, yeah.
And if you die, you automatically can't win?
Exactly.
So if you've got, like, 1 million loot and 1 life left, you just never participate in a shootout?
I mean, yeah. Kinda.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, you'd be stupid not to. Because...
I mean, part of it is also... you can get like really deep with it, and you can count because everybody starts off with the same number of blanks and the same number of bullets. You only have 3 actual bullets, and there's 8 rounds to the game. And so if you're paying attention and you can count who still has bullets, you can use that to your advantage.
That's really awesome. That's like super deep. The only problem is that if we ever played that game, we would be playing it with beers.
Yeah, definitely.
Beer and whiskey, and then we'd be like completely incapable of counting. Like that time we played the Resistance, and I was just drinking beer the whole time.
Yep.
And that game was impossible to follow.
Oh yeah.
Like I had no idea what was going on. I was like, I don't know.
That's true.
And like we were all getting called out. Like the spy was getting immediately put on blast for being the spy, like instantly. And we're like, what? I'm not a spy. I'm not drink. That sounds awesome. I can't wait to play that game.
Pretty great.
Is this like a new game, like a local game that people were showing off or something? Or
I don't know where it came from. It just it was there, and like we were taking out a board game to try, and we sat down at this table, and this guy came up and he's like, instead of playing that game, do you want to learn how to play a new game? And we're like, yes.
Well, what was the game that you picked out? Was it something you'd already played before?
It was something that I was thinking about buying.
Okay.
and then we played it anyway, and I bought it. But the guy was like, "Hey, do you want to play this game?" And we're like, "Yes," because he showed us the guns.
He's like, "Hey, you want to point guns at your friends?" And you're like, yeah.
Yes, I do. And so we did. It was great. I love that game. I could talk about board games all day. I really could.
Special bonus board game cast?
Sure. Yeah.
Maybe?
Sure.
Yeah, we'll talk.
We'll put it on the schedule.
Yeah, the schedule of bonus episodes that don't happen.
Yep.
All right, I played... Can I tell you about a game I played?
No.
Okay, I'm going to do it anyways. I played this game yesterday. Real quick, and I really like it. It's a PC game. I think it came out last year. I got it as part of the Humble Weekly Bundle this past week. That was... Was it... I think it was monochromatic games. That's all like black and white games only were in this bundle.
Oh, neat.
I got this game, and one of them was for Mac only. So
Bummer, dude.
That was weird. I didn't realize that when I bought that bundle, but whatever. There's still plenty of other games I wanted to play. It's gonna have to find a Mac and play it.
Doesn't your dad have a Mac?
Yeah, he does. But I don't. I'll be like, Dad, I'm gonna install. I'm not a child anymore, so I'll be like, Dad, I can install games on your computer. Share a PC. This game I did play though is called. I think it's called NaissanceE.
I think I've heard of that.
I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, so I'm sorry if I'm not. It's probably French or something. And it's a 3D Exploratron. So here's the kind of game that NaissanceE is.
Okay.
You wouldn't think it. You wouldn't say it's a game. You personally would say this is not a game. I'm not going to play this.
Okay, so it's Gone Home.
Yes, but with less talking.
Even
and breathing
worse.
Mechanics.
What? This sounds like bullshit.
So you wake up on this or you fall, like some lady's chasing you or something's chasing you and you like fall down this hole and you're in this like structure. It almost reminds me of like a temple. It's all like white. Everything is white and black, obviously. Super like dynamic lighting and like crisp lines and like all straight angles, like all like it's like white blocks and there's shadow and then there's things that cast light and it looks super freaking cool. I'm actually just was planning on just posting a bunch of the screenshots I took on the website and just being like, holy crap, look at this game.
You should do that.
Because it looks really cool. And it's like, so you're playing as this lady. It's all first person. You're playing this lady named Lucy. I can only assume that it's Lucy from that movie Lucy with Scarlett Johansson. So
Yeah.
I literally cannot not envision my character as Scarlett Johansson.
Okay.
When I'm playing this game.
Okay.
And you just kind of have to, like, I think like the first chapter just says the only words I get, or like there's no voice so far in the game. There's no color so far in the game. And the only words I got so far are, I got two sets of words. Beginning of the game, it says, Lucy is lost. Mm-hmm. And then when you went through like the first area and it switched from like the temple type super simple setting to like this like really gray cityscape with lots of stairwells and like pipes looking things. Mm-hmm. It says something like going down. So far I've read 5 words in that game, and it's just super fascinating, and I want to know more about what the heck's going on. And it's also a pretty short game. I played it for about an hour and a half, and the game's only about 4 hours long, apparently. I'm going to stick with it. I really want to finish it this week, and I'll tell you, I won't like spoil it, but you're never going to play it because you wouldn't think it's a game.
It sounds really not in my country.
Yeah, it really is so far out of the games that you would actually play. It's ridiculous. Okay, but the whole gameplay is just it's exploration and kind of puzzle solving. There's no direct interaction with puzzles, but like you can touch these light orbs, and then they go near these walls, and if the wall is illuminated, it disappears. But there's also floors that will disappear if they're illuminated. So you're trying to figure out how to get through certain areas. But it's there's almost virtually no interaction besides touching things. You're not like picking things up and like solving things or like creating portals or like stuff like that. It's very simple in terms of design and like obviously the color scheme. But it looks so good. And they also have like I mentioned before, the breathing mechanic. You can run, and when you run, you have to time your breaths to continue running.
That's not how real running works.
A little thing that like pops up on the screen. You have to click mouse 1. Mouse 1 is the breathing button.
This game sounds like I would get really mad.
It's totally inobtrusive because you don't really wind up running that much. Actually, there's one part where you have to chase this orb. That part's actually really fun. You're like running and jumping and breathing. But it's like a rhythm. It's not like randomly like click now. It's like you eventually learn when to click. And it's really interesting. So one fascinating thing this one little detail got me kind of captivated with the game. Because you can die, you can fall to your death. I haven't encountered any enemies, but like I fell to my death a couple times. And when I fell to my death in that game, I got like extreme vertigo. Like I felt like I was falling to my death, and that happens with me sometimes in games, but that hasn't happened for a while. The first time that ever happened to me was when I played Ocarina of Time for the N64.
Oh, really?
Yeah, at your house. But it was like really bad, and then it hasn't happened to me really since. Maybe it's just the first person perspective, and like, oh, you know what? I got it from Mirror's Edge too.
Oh,
do you ever fall to your death in Mirror's Edge, and it's like the wind is rushing and your screen starts shaking? You're like, ah! I
never played that game.
You never played it?
No.
I can understand why you wouldn't beat it, but that's a game worth playing.
I never played it.
But Naissance, if you die, it just kind of like she goes like, oh, and like falls over, and you're dead, and your screen's bloody and whatever.
Gross.
And then to resume the game, you have to click. And that makes the little like breathing thing happen, and it's like, oh, I took a breath, and now I'm alive, and I'm playing the game again. And I was like,
that's kind of cool.
It's just a really little cool detail that some people might not even notice, but it like got me hooked. Like I definitely want to keep up with that game. I heard it gets kind of interesting, and it's short, so I'm all about short games.
Short games are good.
That's pretty much the extent of the games I played this week, though. Drew, is there anything you want to tell? Anything else you want to mention about PAX East?
There's a lot of people in it. I don't like that part.
I tried to tell you about people, bro.
Yeah, yeah. But next year I want to have buttons because I heard people like buttons. I want to have Bear vs. Man buttons.
Well, I bet there's at least one person listening right now who
wishes I had a button to give them.
No, who got a beach ball bounced at them that you wrote "Listen to Bear vs. Mancast" on.
It probably got erased over with a dick. So
yeah, but I bet one person read it, and they pulled out their phone and they went to iTunes and they looked up Bear vs. Mancast
and they downloaded it. Thanks, that one guy.
Yeah, and everyone else, because I think Ryan was like peddling Bear vs. Man on Twitter.
I tried really hard. I spent all day Saturday and some of Friday tweeting about Bear vs. Man.
With just hashtag PAX East 2015. We got like 3 people that favorite. Well, I don't know how many people favorited your tweets. I got a couple favorites on my similar tweets.
Yeah, I got some.
So when I favorite something, I'm saving it because I want to ingest that content later, but I don't have time for it right then. Mm-hmm. So I'm assuming everyone else, those people, all did the same thing, and they're listening to this right now.
I hope you. Yeah, if we have new people. Thanks, guys.
That's awesome.
Tell your friends.
We actually got some reviews.
We got a review?
Yeah, I'll read them to you later.
Holy Santa Claus shit.
I'm going to talk about a little news first.
I like news. Wait, are they 5-star reviews?
They are 5-star reviews.
Holy shit.
I'll read them for you later. Don't go looking for them. I've got them. Just calm down, okay?
Fuck.
Dude, we just got to get through the news.
Guys, we're famous.
Yeah, you got to get through the news first, okay?
We got 5-star reviews.
Don't get too excited.
All right.
Did you play Rock Band 4 when you were at PAX East?
Yeah, that wasn't there.
Because I thought it was. I thought they
no, Harmonix was there.
Had a party or something.
Harmonix was there, and they had a booth, and they had Amplitude in it, and they had they had Amplitude on Oculus Rift in it.
Who cares?
You could pre-order to get a Rock Band 4 poster. You could pre-order a $100 PAX East special edition guitar for Rock Band.
That's kind of neat, but
it looked like arse.
Yeah, it's a plastic instrument at the end of the day. Yeah, I mean, I just have right down in my show notes. I have MF Rock Band 4. Do you know what MF stands for?
Motherfucking.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because listen, you guys, check the tapes. Check the tapes. We said it. Something is happening at Harmonix. We knew this game was coming. We didn't know it was going to be called Rock Band 4.
Everybody knows.
They've already announced all our DLC is safe.
Oh, did they? I didn't know that.
All the DLC is safe. We'll get all our DLC. If not, they would like to, but they don't think it's going to happen to be able to get their songs from other games into it. And they also said they're working very closely with Sony and Microsoft, and it's promising to figure out some way for us to keep our instruments.
I mean, I hope that happens, but the bigger part was the DLC. That shit.
I've spent less money on DLC than I have on instruments, so I was kind of the opposite way.
I'm kind of equal, but it's such a pain in the ass to buy all that DLC again. Where I would probably be okay if I had to buy new instruments again, because
we just both bought new instruments within the past 2 months.
Yeah, we did, because for whatever reason or another, we didn't have Rock Band.
I would like to continue to use even just the drum set. Ideally, I just spent money on that that guitar, the Guitar Hero guitar.
You might be fucked on the Rock Band 3 or the Guitar Hero guitar.
Yeah, very possibly.
Because I'm pretty sure that was already legacy hardware for them, and I doubt it'll carry over. Although I don't know, maybe it will.
Yeah, there might be something for me to do for it, because at the end of the day, it's a straight up Xbox 360 controller device. It connects the same way a 360 controller does. So
yeah,
I'm not giving up yet. But
I bet you some really smart guy in China with a soldering iron and a dream will sell a dongle.
That'd be awesome. That guy would be my hero. But I'd like to keep my drum set and stuff. They said keyboard's out, by the way. No more keyboard.
That
sucks because I bought that with money.
Keyboard.
So yeah. I kind of liked it.
Nobody likes it.
It's I like playing Walking on the Sun on keyboard.
Sure.
Just
yeah. Great.
Now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rock Band 4. I can't wait.
Me too. Also, it's coming out this year, which is just
yeah, that's mind blowing. And they're
crazy.
I think they developed Rock Band as part of MTV Entertainment Interactive or whatever, and now they're doing it more independently.
Mm-hmm.
And they're we're gonna. There was a video they released that's
oh yeah, I watched that.
Yeah, they're just we should. That's a super interesting video. I think I should just throw that up on the website, because there's nothing on that website.
I need to work on that.
And I'm not even talking about I'm obviously working on writing and stuff. That stuff that'll be there eventually. But there's just some other stuff that we could put.
Yeah.
Totally. They said that it's this is going to be the game. This is going to be the Rock Band game that they always wanted to make. And that
makes me super excited.
They want to make it more interactive. They want to really just expand on the whole "you're in a band" idea and make it real, because everyone who works at Harmonix is in a band.
That's pretty dope.
And so they know a lot about being in a band, and they want to bring that to the people.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm super excited.
I mean, it hasn't even hit me how excited I am. I'm that excited.
I imagine they'll announce a release date. I imagine it's going to be holiday.
I can't imagine it coming out any sooner than that.
Yeah.
I know what I'm getting for Christmas.
I know what I'm getting the second it comes out. They'll announce that release date, and the hype train will hit me like a fucking truck.
Yeah, because then it's
Although
real.
I guess a train hits harder. The hype train will hit me like a train.
It'll hit you like a hype train.
Yeah, and it'll be all I talk about until it comes out.
I anticipate the same thing happening to me.
Uh-oh.
They announced a Hearthstone adventure expansion, or whatever they're calling it.
I heard that.
Black Rock Mountain.
I like those.
Yeah, it's going to be like
all that shit that's in Black Rock
Naxxramas.
Mountain. Yeah. It's going to be like Naxxramas. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I know Ragnaros is going to be a boss in it. It sounds kind of cool. You're getting 31 new cards with it. But it, just like Naxxramas, it's going to be the same 31 cards that everyone else gets.
So I'm going to go out on a limb here and talk about what I believe I know about Hearthstone design, which is I shouldn't. But
are you just going to mention the fact that like they need everyone to have basically the same cards to keep it balanced?
No, what I'm going to get at here is that the thing that Naxxramas did is that it shook up the overall meta of that game
because Death Rattle suddenly mattered.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I feel like they do this to throw a giant wrench in the meta by giving people a standard set of cards.
Yeah.
Because like Goblins vs. Gnomes came out, and that didn't. Things haven't changed that much.
Yeah, there's just more cards.
There's just more stuff, and there's mechs. Okay.
It's not what I want from. It's going to cost $25.
Is it really?
Yeah, or in-game gold.
I don't think is it going to be like the episode kind of?
Yeah, it's going to be wings.
Okay. I can't remember how much Naxxramas was. Was it $25?
I think it was very similar. Okay. I think it was $25. But it's like that's just kind of it's a little bit steep for just 31 standardized cards. If they were giving me, I would literally pay $50 for an expansion to Hearthstone that would allow me to earn gold playing one player, which totally breaks the game because then I could just take that shit online and beat people and just grind it out in one player. But
you should just play multiplayer.
I would play. I don't want to play multiplayer. It's not.
Why?
I don't know. I just don't want to play against other people.
I do it every month.
I understand that. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of Blizzard things you do on a regular basis that I'm not always on board with.
Yeah, they have me fucking roped in hard.
There was a period of time. It was like about a week, and I was on a trip to New York, and the only thing I had to play, I didn't bring like a 3DS or anything, so I just used my girlfriend's laptop to play Hearthstone the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
And I was big into Hearthstone. I was having a great time. And then when I came back home, I was just like, man, I don't want to play Hearthstone anymore.
Oh, that's a bummer.
But I would even pay $50 for a separate one-player mode where I could earn cards normally. I think that game is super interesting. I really like the design of the cards and stuff. And even if I had to play one player to earn PAX or gold in some other way, and they were just like, okay, but these cards you earned in one player, you can't take them online. I'd be like,
but you
fine.
wouldn't give a shit.
Fine, I'll just play offline the whole time. I'll give you $50.
Man, that's not.
That's just how I that's how I play trading card games. I grew up playing like the Yu-Gi-Oh games or whatever.
Okay.
And you just like earn packs by beating people, and you cheese out the computer, and it's fun. You don't have to worry about like, oh, is this balanced? Because I need to get to rank 13 so that I can get a card back. It's like
it's rank 20.
I just want whatever. I know it is, okay. But I just want to play like a super fun card game. I want to play like. And then I can't get into Magic the Gathering because that's the most complicated thing on the planet.
Yeah, they gave us in our swag bag like a bunch of, well, not a bunch. They gave us a Magic the Gathering deck.
Yeah, so Magic the Gathering is way complicated, and then there isn't even like the Magic the Gathering games that are one player. You can't even like earn packs and like make decks. You just like play with a deck, and they say, okay, now you can put this card in your deck if you want to. And you're like, but what if I want to make a deck? Like no. Like,
yeah,
and then makes me just want to play like Yu-Gi-Oh for like the Game Boy Advance, where you can make your own deck out of any cards that you found.
That was a good game.
Yeah, there were like 4 of them. They're all good. Eternal Duelist Soul or something like that.
The blue one is good. Whatever the blue one is.
Championship 2004.
Something like that.
Remember. I didn't play that one much. So here's some breaking news for you, Ryan.
Breaking news, like news that you just got?
Yeah. Well, not just now. It was like before I started recording. Titanfall for the 360 and Xbox One, and now is offering all DLC free.
That's because nobody plays that game.
I don't know why, because that game's super fun.
I like that game. The It's I don't know. It's fine.
It's good. I would rather play it than like. I kind of like really not. I really, for some reason, don't really like the new Call of Duty game. I
played it for a grand total of 20 minutes.
I played it like a pretty fair amount, and it's just like it deviates too far from what I come to expect from a Call of Duty game. And I really hope that they go back to the regular style next time, and I think they will. Actually, there's talk that it's going to be another World War II game.
I can't even believe that's going to happen, but okay, sure.
They got to do something with it because they've just been doing future, like for like a while now. So
they either have to go like all the way to space, or they have to go back in time.
You mean like to like spaceships? Because even the game that took place in modern time with futuristic technology, they were in space. But
no, it's like pretty much they're either going to make like Halo level space.
Okay, they can't do that either because they got Halo and Destiny. I think the only way they can go is back, and I support that because I don't like these new movement mechanics. It makes it too crazy. Like,
yeah, my problem with that game is it's just way too fast.
It's too bananas, and then like you don't know where people are coming from because you'll be looking at you'll be like, oh hey, this guy's I see him on my map. He's gonna be coming through that doorway in just a second, and then the guy just double jumps and air dashes over the building that you're looking at and just kills you. Fuck. And you're like, oh, how was I supposed to know that was coming? Like. It's just frustrating. Titanfall is not like that, though. Like, Titanfall is like not. The maps are way more open, and it's easier to anticipate what's going on. And if I could get my friends to play Titanfall, I think they'd really like it. But they're like, oh, but we own all these other shooter games, and I don't want to pay money.
Yeah, bummer.
I think Titanfall's super fun, though. And I kind of want to... I think I may have bought the season pass when it was like $7 at one point, and just never played it. But they also have like a horde mode now and stuff. I want to go back to that game because I think it's fun.
I think Titanfall 2 is going to be tight as fuck.
Yeah, I think so too.
Hopefully that happens.
It'll definitely happen. They don't make new IPs and not make sequels for them anymore.
I guess, yeah.
That'll probably be like in the next 2 years at least, especially considering that's the time frame for like when we're expecting Destiny 2.
Oh shit, yeah.
Did you hear about the kind of DLC they added to Dance Central?
Nope.
The Xbox One?
Nope.
They added 2 new playable characters. Specifically, 2 characters from the Borderlands franchise of games.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay.
I really couldn't tell you. Gearbox just wanted to put Claptrap and some lady I've never heard of, Athena something or other, because I stopped playing those games after like 2, or halfway through 2. And you can play as them in Dance Central. Although I don't know how... Claptrap is not humanoid even remotely, so I don't know how it would track your... like how he would move in accordance to what you're doing, because that's kind of like a part of the game. Like they recognize where your arms are, and they move along with you.
Yeah.
Or or you can see the arms move in like a circle, and that's how you know you should move your arms in a circle or whatever. And he's got arms, but he doesn't have legs at all whatsoever.
Doesn't he have like one wheel?
He's got a wheel, yeah. So I don't know. I'm pretty sure that's like a silly joke, but it sounds all right.
Sure. Yeah.
Can I tell you about a piece of news I read that made me really, really angry?
Yeah, will it make me angry too?
Probably no.
Okay. I don't want to hear it then.
So you remember Project Steam that I think just came out? Or is coming out this month or something?
Yeah, kinda. It's like that sandbox buildy thing where you make games in it.
Nope.
No?
Nope. It's a 3D tactics game / third-person shooter for the Nintendo 3DS that takes place during the Civil War.
Oh,
but it's
you mean Codename Steam?
Yes.
Okay, because Project Steam is the thing that I said.
Codename Steam. Remember that game?
Yeah.
Fire Emblem characters if you buy amiibos?
Yeah, amiibos are great. Yeah. So,
Abraham Lincoln is a character in that game.
I think I know what you're about to say.
And they decided to... So, that game is apparently going to have full voice.
Yep.
So, they hired someone famous to do Abraham Lincoln's voice.
I know exactly what you're going to say.
And they hired Will Wheaton to do his voice.
Yeah!
And I hate him.
You hate Will Wheaton?
I hate Will Wheaton.
I like Will Wheaton.
Why? Because he plays tabletop shit. I hate that guy.
That's why I like him. Because I like the series Tabletop on YouTube. It's good.
I don't like him.
He's kind of a tool.
How often is Felicia Day on that thing?
Not very often.
Oh, I thought she was like part of that thing.
I have like that window open on my browser right now.
Oh, you made me sick. I hate Will Wheaton. Ever since Will Wheaton played himself on The Big Bang Theory, I have hated him.
I think that's the point.
But like I've hated him, not
like
just.
Man?
He plays himself as a dick on that show.
Yeah,
I don't even know if he's still on it or if he's still doing that gag or whatever. I haven't watched it in a long time, but at first he like was intentionally like a dickish version of himself. But I just thought it was like so pretentious and just like bothered me. I hated him as a person after that. He's just it's just like that happens. Everyone's got a celebrity that just like fucking irritates them.
Yeah, I think Felicia Day is. Oh God. I think Felicia Day is on the one where she plays video games with her husband or whatever.
It's her brother.
Sure.
And his name is Ryan with an O.
Fuck that guy. That's not a name.
Oh yeah, it is. Well, in his defense, his sister's name is Felicia.
Yeah, but that's a normal name.
It's a relatively normal name.
It's compared to Ryan with an O.
I don't see that's that much different than Ryan with an A. Anyways,
I'm gonna get heated.
I don't like Will Wheaton. Is the purpose of this news story, and there's the fact that he's playing Abraham Lincoln, one of my favorite historical figures of all time.
Like ranked.
Yeah,
like number 2.
He's up there, and they just want to the spitting on his grave, making Will Wheaton play him.
I'm sorry.
Did you hear about the NVIDIA Shield?
Yeah, I've heard of that.
There's a brand new micro console that they're coming out with.
Yeah.
And they're like at the press conference, they're just like, guys, it's more powerful than the Xbox 360. And it's like, dude, the Xbox 360 came out like 9 years ago.
That's not that hard.
Yeah, the Xbox 360 came out literally 9 years ago. So here's some games that are going to be playable on the NVIDIA Shield. And it's a complete console with a controller that looks very similar to like the Xbox 360 controller. Or no, it looks like the Xbox 360 controller, but with the PS3 or the DualShock stick setup.
Oh,
so you can play Knights of the Old Republic, a 15 to 20-year-old PC game. The Witcher 3, which is actually kind of exciting because that game's pretty new, or it's not even out yet.
Yeah.
Borderlands the pre-sequel, and Crysis 3.
Those are 4 games.
Yeah, well, that's just a list of some of the ones that are going to be there. And you can also play Portal.
Whoa!
A game that I'm pretty sure is just like free on Steam at this point.
Yeah, probably. That sounds semi-pointless.
It sounds like you're also be able to stream games. It sounds like those are not streamed games. But if you stream titles, they're going to come in at 1080p, 60 FPS.
No, they're not.
The non-stream games are not like Crysis 2, which is, you can't play that on something slightly more powerful than the 360. That game is going to run, like Gearbox and Crytek have already confirmed that the games that they're putting on it are going to run at a solid 30 FPS.
Okay.
And considering it's like a $200 console that's Android-based and kind of shitty, that's not terrible.
No, this seems like a giant pile of garbage.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to buy one.
I don't think anyone's going to buy one. I don't know why they keep making these fucking things.
I don't know why they bother. Like, you can't just break into a market like consoles. Like, it's already over. Like, it's established. There's 2.5 companies that make consoles.
That's true.
And something about Uncharted 4 being delayed till spring 2016.
That's fine. I don't
really care.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that game will eventually come out, and everyone's gonna just be like, "Oh, cool, that game came out, and Troy Baker's in it again, or now."
Oh, great.
And cool. Hey, this game looks really good. They told me a movie-like story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure the people who are excited for it, but ultimately that game's going to come out and it's going to be good. But people aren't like, "Dude, I need more Uncharted."
The hype train is not very hype.
Yeah, I'm sure there are people who are excited about it, but I've never gotten hype about it. Those games are good, though.
I've never played any of them. They all, whatever.
Yeah, I've never really gotten into it either. But news. Here's another thing. Butt news. Here's an interesting thing I found. So when we were deciding with the name for our website and whatever, we Googled Bear vs. Man to see if anything came up.
Mm-hmm.
But we did not Google Bear vs. Man 2.
What?
Because that would bring you to a page for Bear vs. Man Round 2, a yo-yo.
Excuse me?
The second round in the fight between man and bear has been redesigned to follow trending yo-yo designs. This is the signature model of longtime team CLYW member Boyd Seth. Commonly known as BVM, Bear vs. Man helped bring CLYW to the world stage. While the original BVM was a middle-sized yo-yo, Round 2 is a full-sized model, etc., etc.
So we're competing for our name with a yo-yo company?
Yeah, but... Yes. No, it's not a yo-yo company. It's a yo-yo. Produced by CLYW.
Whatever. Fuck that guy.
It's a literal physical yo-yo. And it looks silly, too. It's like...
Fuck that guy.
What?
We are Bear vs. Man.
Don't you talk shit about Boyd Seth, all right? It's still
we are Bear vs. Man.
Bear vs. Man Round 2, it still retains the same high degree of control as its predecessor. Crazy, right?
Yeah, totally.
But bearvsman.com, that's us.
We bought the domain.
You're not going to find yo-yos anywhere on that website.
I posted a picture of a yo-yo yesterday.
No, you didn't. You didn't post a goddamn thing.
I didn't post anything.
You can also email us at bearvsmangaming@gmail.com. That's on the website, too, if you can't remember that, or if I said it too fast or whatever. But before we go, I'm going to... Well, follow us on Twitter, at bearvsman.
Twitter. Also, side note, I'm pretty sure I'm going to start streaming Thursday mornings on the Bear vs. Man Twitch channel.
You should make sure we advertise this fact. I have not put anything on our Facebook page. We have a Facebook page, you guys.
Oh, dude,
it's
Facebook.
Probably facebook.com/Bear vs. Man, maybe gaming. I shouldn't have mentioned this. I haven't posted a GD thing on it. I got to work on that.
But yeah, so tomorrow I just got a 3DS capture set up. So I'm going to do something with that.
Play a fun game.
Going to play a fun game.
Before we go, Ryan, I want to read you some 5-star reviews that we got.
I'm so excited.
If you guys, we're on iTunes. If you go to bearvsman.com, the first thing at the top says we're on iTunes, and you should check it out. Leaving 5-star reviews on iTunes brings us great pleasure, and you should do it whenever possible.
Me probably more so than Nick.
If you don't think it's worth 5 stars, you should give us 5 stars anyways. And then voice your legitimate concerns in the comments. So here's some reviews. 5 stars is the title of this review.
I'm so excited.
Wonderful podcast. Very informative and influenced me to buy some new amazing games. Wish I had an extra set of hands so I could give this podcast 3 thumbs up.
Whoa.
And then he seems to have included a thumb up. I don't know how he did that.
He's a wizard.
And there's one more. Awesome podcast about video games is the title of this review.
Okay.
Awesome podcast about video games. I just wish in the 3rd episode Ryan was a little bit more prepared for recording.
I give that review 3 stars because I'm always prepared.
I think that was the week where you didn't play any games because of computer stuff. You're just like, I played WoW.
Yeah, ironically, my computer broke and I played WoW, so suck it, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I just think our listeners expect a certain quality from our podcast, and it's just something that they've come to expect. So this guy just wants you to step your game up.
All right, I guess I'm going to step my game up. This week, Ryan steps his game up.
To play more games. Play all the games.
Well, I don't have PAX or broken computers to fuck with my game playing schedule this week, so I'm going to play the shit out of video games.
Okay. I'm going to that's recorded.
I said that
you're on the record. You have to do it now.
Fuck.
I know we said that we were going to run a little bit extra long because of PAX, but kind of got it into the normal a little bit over.
I don't know. I'm sitting here at about 55 minutes of the not fucked up version.
I've got an hour and 20 total.
Oh, that sounds normal.
Minus, yeah. We're good.
All right, cool. I'm excited. I'm going to play video games. Tomorrow I'm going to be on Twitch.
Yep.
You can come look at me at Twitch.
10 a.m.?
Yeah, sure.
Hey, I can actually watch this time or possibly participate?
I'm gonna play something on my 3DS at 10 a.m. on Twitch. Twitch.tv/BearVersusMan.
I'm gonna watch that. You should too. I'm Nick. That's Ryan.
Hi.
We're Bear vs. Man.
We are.
Check out the website, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Later, man.